Okay, so behind me is the brand new LG 45GR95QE OLED gaming monitor. But this video is not about that specific monitor, nor is it about the 27-inch little brother to that monitor that I also got to test out. No, what this video is about is actually OLED monitors and what benefits do they actually give you over the other panel types, and whether or not they're actually worth the premium that they cost. So, let's talk. So first of all, just to get it out of the way, both of these monitors I got to test out through my workplace, so LG has nothing to do with this video besides providing me the experiences through making the display. So no money has changed hands, nothing has been sponsored. Okay, all of that done? Good. Now if you dive through various different gaming threads, forums, discussions, where people are asking what is the best gaming monitor to get, you will find a lot of people saying that the best one is this OLED monitor or that OLED monitor. But what is so special about OLED monitors? Well, let me give you a very brief and very simplified explanation. In other panel types, you have a panel which is lit up from a backlight. That light then travels through various different layers, depending on the technology, and produces the final image. All LCD panels work this way. So that is your TN panels, your VA panels, and your IPS panels. Now it is a great way to get an image, but each of those technologies come with their advantages and disadvantages. OLED panels, on the other hand, work really differently. Instead of having a backlight providing the light for various sections of the display, each pixel on an OLED panel is actually its own small LED. What that means is that if an OLED panel is trying to display black, for example, it can achieve perfect black because it can just turn those pixels off, literally. With each pixel being fired off separately from the others, this also makes OLED panels really fast and provides the chance to make extremely vibrant colors, since that is just done through the LED. So, by and large, technology-wise, well, image quality-wise, it is the best looking panel out there. But it does also have its disadvantages. LED brightness being less efficient as a backlight means that the displays generally don't get as bright as LCD panels, though there have been improvements in this. There's improvements on it constantly, but it's still there. But also this means that they are less energy efficient, so they take more energy, but the big thing is this also makes them risk burn-in, which is basically non-existent in LCD panels these days. And having worked in tech sales for years, if I could get one, if I could afford one, in terms of TVs, I would get an OLED TV in a heartbeat. Monitors are not quite as straightforward though. Let me explain. First of all, in terms of image quality and color reproduction, these monitors were really good. When I turned them on and I started playing around with them, I would just look at it and go, man, this looks really good. But that's the thing, isn't it? I thought they looked really good, but I wasn't blown away by what I saw. I somehow expected to get an image that looks like an OLED TV, which is not what I got. Don't get me wrong, the colors were vibrant and the contrast was really good, but it just wasn't the leap I was expecting. It was more of a step above. Hey guys, Future Lo-Fi here. So a bit later, before I gave the monitor back, I actually found that you had to update the display itself, which was the first time I've had to update my PC monitor. But I did so, and the image quality did get better. It was in the patch notes that the image quality is going to get better, and it did. So everything that I've said so far, the end reality of those displays and my OLED experience is a bit higher than it was when I recorded that video, but it's only just a little bit higher. So it got better, but it still didn't blow me away. So it's still not a leap above what I've seen with IPSs, but it is a bigger step. Okay, just wanted to clarify that, but pretty much everything, all the conclusions that I come to in this video still apply, and I still think those even after I got the updated, better looking version of these OLED panels. Okay? I am extremely sick, so that might be why I sound weird, but just wanted to add this here. Okay? Now, back to past lo-fi, the healthy lo-fi. Okay? Yeah. Now, I'm sure that some of you who have already bought an OLED panel are already charging into the comments saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, or that my arguments are invalid because I didn't calibrate the monitor, which I didn't. But as Artings has tested these two monitors, the color reproduction is near perfect out of the box. So I think my opinions and experiences are quite valid, even though I didn't calibrate these things. But like I said, having the color reproduction that the OLED panel did give me straight out of the box made photo editing and color grading video a absolute joy. Since I could be just entirely sure that the thing that I put out would look exactly the way that I intended when I looked at it later in something like social media or wherever I decided to publish it. Oh, and going back to the colors and the vibrancy of the panels, well, when I tried to watch movies and shows using the streaming services, well, I was utterly disappointed. That's not due to the panels, that's due to the streaming services and the fact that most of the streaming service PC apps don't support high resolutions and generally tend to look like garbage, which was a really, really big letdown. So some of the best quality video that I could get was YouTube's compressed 4K. So the biggest advantage of an OLED panel wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it would have been. But then in come the disadvantages. So what are those? Well, OLED technology is constantly evolving, but its biggest weaknesses so far have been two things: brightness and burn-in. Now, in terms of brightness, I wouldn't say that's pretty much an issue anymore, since at least with these panels, well, the 45 is much less bright than the 27-inch, but even having this panel next to an open window with open blinds on a sunny day, I had no problem, no issue seeing what I was doing. So in terms of brightness, I would say that the technology has gotten so far that it's not an issue anymore. But burn-in is the real thing here. Now, while this is constantly being improved, it is still very much a thing. Now, this is the part where I would say that TVs are no problem because they have so much experience in that field. There's so much technology behind it that works because a TV is off most of the time. And TV doesn't have too many static UI elements or bright spots in one single spot for long periods of time, because that is what really makes you vulnerable for burn-in. And PCs, on the other hand, well, they have a lot of elements in the same spot over and over again. And I mean, my PC monitors are on way more than my TV. So take my situation for example. I love using my browsers full screen. I keep my taskbar up constantly. I don't auto hide it. I do use dark mode, but most of my things that I do on my PC is text editing for writing scripts, editing photos, so having a photo editing software open full screen, and editing video. So once again, elements in the same spot for extended periods of time. That would make me the absolute worst case in terms of using something like an OLED panel, because I am doing everything wrong to conserve and to avoid burn-in. Now, if you just simply open your PC to do some gaming and you play various different games, so no UI elements are in the same place for long periods of time, you'll be fine. I just wouldn't. So like I said, in my situation, I would be very susceptible to burn-in with my display. And it wouldn't happen quickly, most likely, but it would happen over time. Now, how quickly? Well, as I did a bunch of research around this, you can find a lot of people saying different kinds of answers. Some have had it happen as soon as 6 months after they got the display. Some had displays for over 3 years and never had any burn-in. So you're basically rolling the dice. And of course, like I said, there are things that you can do to prevent it, but I don't want to change how I use my PC just to get a step above the normal quality that I would get with my other monitors. And then when you factor in price, well, call me crazy, but I just don't like the idea that I will pay $1,700 for a display, for a monitor, and then I have to actively try to prevent it from breaking itself. I don't have that kind of money. If I buy a $1,700 display and it breaks, I get burn-in after a year. Well, then I'm just screwed. I mean, different brands do offer different kinds of warranties and guarantees against burn-in, but my displays have been on for long periods of time, and they're both years old now. So it's just, what exactly would I be paying for? I just don't know the answer to that. So while I do love OLED technology, I just don't see myself getting an OLED panel PC monitor anytime soon. Maybe when they've finally completely fixed the burn-in issue, but until then, I am perfectly happy staying with something like a nano IPS or an IPS panel that is just very good quality. I'll be completely fine with that when I don't have to be afraid of the display breaking itself. And that's where I stand. What do you guys think? Have you used OLED? Do you love it? Do you want to get one? Did you know about the negative sides of it? Let me know all of that in the comments below. We can discuss this like people, like sensible humans. We don't need to turn it into a pissing match. Can we do that? I believe we can. So let me know all of your experiences down below. If you like this video, be sure to like it. If it entertained you, if it taught you anything, that's all just better for all of us. Okay, I will see you all next time. Have a great rest of your week. And, well, yeah, bye-bye.